What is going on, gamers? It's D-Man Gaming here.
Yeah, he said the thing.
Yeah.
He said the
Uh-huh,
thing.
uh-huh.
It's like when they say the title of the movie.
If they're
in the
watching,
movie.
yeah. If anyone is actually watching on YouTube, some people do. Some people watch some of it. I wish I could get it to go through to be part of Spotify, but like it's like impossible. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me, the way to do it. So I'm like, whatever. I don't know. So before I go into topics, is there anything anyone else wants to say? Probably not. I don't know.
Final Fantasy.
No, no, not right now. No, that's no duh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I guess I can start by saying there's Nintendo Directs. There's rumors all over the frickin' place for a Nintendo Direct, because there should be one this month, and at the very latest, I think there'll be. At the very latest, because Nintendo does a Direct 3 times a year. They do one in February for the whole year, talking about stuff, what's to come, teases, blah blah blah. Then they always do one in June for what's coming in the fall and stuff. And then they always do one in September. They always do one like 3 times a year. Weird thing is, they haven't announced a new actual full Nintendo Direct yet, but they announced a Nintendo Direct, but it was a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Direct, which is happening tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think. But I mean, it's kind of weird. They still could have one at the end of the month, though. They could have. There's rumors that there will be one a week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case. At the very latest, they would do it in July, because there's no way Nintendo isn't going to do a Direct in the summer, because just wouldn't make sense for them, because they just always do. Yeah. If we do get a Direct, I mean, there's of course some things I want to see. I want to see Zelda collections. I want to see Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD. I mean, they were already on the Wii U, so it's like, why aren't you porting them? Port them. They're already in HD. Just port them from the Wii U. Doesn't make sense. Why they wouldn't do that? There was rumors that maybe they would.
For a legal issue.
Well, there was rumors that there's a chance that they were going to bring over Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages from the Game Boy, and it's like just no. That's not what the fans want. And I don't think it's legal issues or anything, because they own Zelda. That's just the way it is. It's like the Metroid games. They just don't want to bring the Prime trilogy over or whatever. I don't know. I haven't looked into it much, but it's all just rumors and speculation that. Because technically speaking, Nintendo, what they want to do with Zelda is have one kind of Zelda game a year. One, whether it be a remaster, whether it be an old game remade, whether it be a port, like once a year Nintendo wants to bring a Zelda game to the Switch, whether it be new, old, remaster, whatever. So as of right now, there's nothing right now yet announced, and that's why I'm like, okay, Nintendo, anytime now, give me a Direct. This is why I like E3, because the problem I had like with, well, Summer Game Fest, Jeff Keighley just does his own thing. He always does every year, regardless of E3 or no E3. But my problem is, like, with E3, you got a set schedule for this, and this. So, like, EA has a thing going on, Ubisoft has a thing going on, Nintendo has a thing, Xbox has a thing. There's a set schedule each day for E3 on when to watch this and this. So that's the best thing I like about E3. And they're saying it's coming back next year. E3 has said that they're coming back next year. I don't know if it's going to be digital only or not. I don't remember if they said it's going to be digital and an actual physical event. It might be, because Summer Game Fest had some kind of physical event this year. Because people played Street Fighter 6, people played Sonic Frontiers, people were playing demos of these games at this Summer Game Fest thing. So I think E3 might do a physical thing next year. I don't remember what they said. But, I mean, people have been saying for a while E3 was dying, but, I mean, maybe they really will come back, and I think they should. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. Yeah, E3 was dying, but this year's, like, not E3 kind of proved that we need E3, because it's kind of a mess the way that companies are doing their thing. I don't know. Anyone have any comments? I just figured I'd mention that kind of stuff a little bit. With E3, with the conferences, Nintendo not having one yet. Everything's.
I feel like it's easier when there's a lot of the information being released in one show rather than you're looking up different times and dates for different shows and you're trying to piece it all together. You're getting most of the bulk in the information at the same
It's in
time.
like three. It's in like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, yeah. Summer Game Fest still happened like the same week as E3 last year, but Jeff Keighley always has his own show regardless every year. So for summer, and he has the Game Awards at the end of the year. He's had that for like 5 or 6 years or something. So I mean, it's just the fact that I mean, E3's gone for so long. People still love E3 regardless. Like E3 was always actually an event that I wanted to go to in person. I wanted to go there. I wanted to play the demos. I wanted to see all the setups of the different statues and things for the video games that were coming. Like all that stuff, all the cosplayers. Like E3 looked like something just that looked fun to go to. It's like a convention, but for video games. And
It's a con.
yeah, essentially E3 is a con. Like the physical in-person event is essentially a con, but you get to play video games that are not coming out yet, you know? And I think that's really cool. So that's what I really thought was awesome about E3. I always liked watching videos of people that went to E3 in person, you know, to see all the displays of everything and the games and stuff. I always thought that was cool.
Yeah, sadly, the plague kind of destroyed a lot of that.
It did. It did. It's slowly coming back, but I mean, E3 itself was already kind of dying for whatever reasons. So that's why I'm like, I hope next year, I hope they have realized by skipping this year and last year's digital event not being very good. I really hope that next year E3 is an absolute banger, like really, really good. Because man,
I'm sure it's gonna be because it's been, so much time without it, and
last year's digital event was not very good.
Gaming companies everybody's gonna want to be there, and then there's gonna be a lot of information, a lot of companies and whatever want to be a part of it because it's probably gonna be a big show where there's gonna be everybody there and there's gonna be a lot of information being released.
I hope so.
Because there's one that was without it this last year, and then the digital one. I mean, you didn't get to be in person, so it wasn't much of the same experience. And then finally getting to be able to do it after 2 years and being in person, being part of that experience, there's gonna be a lot of people there. So.
I just realized I was stupid and didn't update it to just chatting, and it was still Resident Evil 4. Oops, I just updated it. So whatever. Yeah, no, E3 is a major thing for like what 20 some years. Sean, do you know when E3 started? What was it, like 95?
Oh shit, I can't remember. Back and look at.
I feel like it's 25 years. I feel like it was definitely the 90s. I don't think it was the early 2000s. I think E3 started in the mid to late 90s.
95.
Yeah, that's
95?
what I thought. I thought it was
You're right.
95. Yep, that's what I thought.
It was May 11th, 95.
Yeah. And then G4 was a thing at one point. I used to love G4, but then they brought it back, and it's like irrelevant. Like you never hear about it. G4 I used to love watching on TV back in mid-high school. Around that time, G4 was on TV, and that was kind of before I had my own computer and didn't have very good internet and stuff. Like G4 was like where I'd always get a lot of video game news and stuff. I remember always watching G4. And it used to be pretty fun to watch on
That started
TV.
in 2002.
Yeah, G4 used to be really cool, and now they're irrelevant. Even though they came back, they're not the same as they used to be. So essentially, IGN took over all the gaming news and atmosphere and all that. IGN took over that after YouTube became a thing. After YouTube got big and everything, IGN just became the new relevancy for video game go-to video game news. Anyways,
Pretty much.
so this one, there's a couple things here, that we can all talk about a little bit. We're gonna talk about Call of Duty for a little bit here. All right. So, first off, Modern Warfare 2 leaks saying that the beta is gonna be like end of summer area, like August. So looking forward to maybe trying that. It should be an open beta, I'm assuming.
Hopefully.
But there was other things. Let's see, where is it? Cheaters. They're talking about cheaters. I think they banned like 200,000 cheaters or something recently.
Good.
In Warzone. Yeah, they banned over 180,000 players, but the devs send warnings for Modern Warfare 2. Cheaters are getting their guns taken away. Like, wow. And they're sending warnings out for Modern Warfare 2 because with Warzone 2.0 coming and everything, like, cheating is it was not good for Modern Warfare 1 and with Warzone. Well, actually, it says Vanguard and Warzone specifically, maybe even Cold War and Vanguard and Warzone.
Too.
I don't know.
Cold War,
but,
there was I definitely there's something.
But like the cheaters were so bad for Warzone, so they're essentially saying that, sending out warnings to people who try cheating with Modern Warfare 2 that they're going to be more prepared for Modern Warfare 2 cheaters in general. Says they're by all means.
They have Ricochet now.
But isn't that not very good? I keep hearing.
Oh yeah. It says Ricochet. Okay, here it's actually right here. Ricochet, a group composed of security, game, and server engineers, researchers, data scientists, and more, published an anti-cheat progress report blog on June 16th. The group explained that dealing with cheaters is much like dealing with viruses. One solution might work, but it's usually a temporary salve, since bad actors can and often do adapt to new roadblocks. So while Ricochet is confident in its growing mitigation toolbox, the group is aware that tomorrow, quote unquote, tomorrow will continue to deliver new and evolving threats. That said, squashing cheaters is a matter of building out the mitigation toolbox and hitting targets with one or all of these anti-cheat measures at once. And one new addition to this toolbox is a technique Ricochet has dubbed Disarm. I know that's a lot there. So when a cheater is detected in either Vanguard or Warzone, Ricochet's anti-cheat system will simply take their weapons away from them, including their fists. Wow. So they can't even punch.
It'll get hard to win hand to hand, but you can't even do that.
Wow.
I know. For right now, in game, they shoot, but you don't take any damage from them. Like, they can run around, do whatever.
I heard about that.
People, but they can't deal damage. Yeah, it basically they can't do damage.
That's good.
It'll be for like maybe 1% of the damage, and then they get healed back like instantly. Like it works. They can't do anything.
Ricochet said they.
About time. It took them 2 years to finally get a frickin' anti-cheat.
It's very good that they do, man, because that means that Modern Warfare 2, in the months ahead after its release, will have better, like, with the player base, it'll be more positive than negative, because they have something to take care of the cheaters and be able to ban them, take away their stuff, this and that, all that kind of stuff. Cameron's just chilling over there. He's reading, I think. I don't know, right? You're reading?
I'm shocked he's not racing.
True. Is he like playing tic-tac? Okay, Sudoku. Okay.
Who said Sudoku was terrible at work? Who was the one that made fun of Sudoku? Was it Nick?
I think that was Nick, and I wanted to punch him for it.
Probably
David was irate. He like started throwing boxes.
Because Nick said Sudoku sucked?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't play Sudoku, but I'm not gonna go and say it sucks because I've never played it, so I can't really say anything.
It's fun. It's Nick doesn't like it because it makes
brain power.
No, yeah, Nick's very smart.
Saying, from what it gathers, it doesn't sound like Nick likes using his brain very much.
No, he doesn't really seem to like to do that. He is very, very smart, but he seems to like situations where he doesn't have to really put his mind to something.
Hence why he's in receiving.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Ricochet said don't expect to see any clips of it online, but they have seen the tool in action and found the reactions from cheaters to be always priceless. I guess they mess around and find out.
I can believe easily.
Probably
Very
all just tried to
interesting.
deny it. Be like, "Oh, I wasn't even cheating, man. What the heck? They're
Yeah.
falsely taking my
There's
car
also
away,
a
but I'm
thing.
not even cheating."
Also, what I saw recently, it was not necessarily cheaters, but like there's like an unlock tool where you just unlock all the camos and you can use any gun at any of the 3 games. So Cold War or Vanguard or Modern Warfare, you can use any. You can unlock any or all camos and use them on any guns. They are stripping away. I saw recently some guy has said they stripped away all of his camos on every single gun, so now he can only use plain guns.
Hmm.
He doesn't get to use any camos. Even just an
Something that
unlock
just
tool,
seems
they're
kind of
stripping
weird
from it.
though. But like, I mean, I get like Damascus and like all like the grind like cameras you have to really grind for. But I guess that's what mainly the cases people are doing it for because they want to use like I've seen so many people with what the fuck is the Plague Diamond and fucking Modern Warfare and all that and
Like Diamond
it's
was in
just I
Cold
don't know.
War.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
It was Cold War. Trust me, you know.
Well, yeah, I would trust you over me. I've never played Cold War. I hated it. Easily the worst Call of Duty in my opinion that I've played.
Well, you were up to what, BO3?
Yeah. Well, I've played Ghosts a little bit, but it was past like Ghost multiplayer, so I played it like private matches and stuff, like with you and Philip back in the day. But other than that, like, it was really BO3. That was what started it for me.
Hmm. All right. So yeah, that's Call of Duty. I mean, I don't
There
have a
just
lot
hasn't been
more.
much that's been released about it other than that.
Yeah, I'm glad that they. I
Besides
mean, the
Game
fact that
Fest and
I mean, it's glad that they. I'm glad that they have a anti-cheat thing because that will make Modern Warfare 2 maybe a little bit better. I mean, it's definitely a game that I want to check out. It comes out at a terrible timing because there's so many video games in October coming out and stuff, but that's okay. I'll still buy it and play it. So whatever. Because 3 days after its release is the Resident Evil Village DLC, and well, I think it's like 2 weeks before. I think it's beginning of October. Forspoken comes out, which I'm looking forward to checking out. Forspoken. I'll do a review on it too, but I don't know if I'll do like a whole green screen kind of review type of deal with that. Modern Warfare 2. It really just depends on what we find at Halloween stores. Because I would not mind doing a review for Modern Warfare 2 as well, but we would need, like, very interesting outfits, to say the least. We would need some stuff to make that a good kind of review. I don't know.
stuff
I don't know.
like cocaine.
No, costume stuff, like
You just gotta go to
outfits. The
Joe for
outfits,
that.
you know.
You just gotta go to Little Joe and you need that. You need strippers, you need cocaine, always go to Joe.
Bud Light.
Or yeah, or Bud Light.
Hmm. Yeah. So talked about that, and that's really good. Oh
Well,
man.
Apparently,
What's-
Dennis.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk says that Activision killed any future plans of Tony Hawk games.
Man, I hope that changes with Microsoft. My only hope for Tony Hawk continuing is Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, and the deal isn't completely through. I do believe him saying that, you know. It's
So
just
they
the fact that
they didn't like anything that hurt.
no, it's because Activision or whoever wanted the team that made the Tony Hawk games to be on Warzone. They took after Crash 4 because they did the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remakes and they were fantastic, awesome, and they did Crash Bandicoot 4, awesome, and then they took the team and they said no, you're going to work on Warzone, you're not working on anything else right now. So I don't freaking know, man. But if the deal goes through with Microsoft Activision, or with Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, then maybe more Tony Hawk games could happen. I don't know. It depends on Microsoft then, really. So that gives me hope with Microsoft buying them, but I don't know. With Warzone 2.0, I mean, who the heck knows? It's upsetting to me, but if we don't get any more Tony Hawk, I mean, the games are always there. I can always go back and play them, you know. I love the games. It's just seeing them rebuilt from the ground up and having pretty much all the old music and all that stuff is always just wonderful with any game. No matter what the game is. Like, if a game from 15, 20 years ago comes back, it's got the same sound, basically the same soundtrack, same gameplay, looks much better, feels better, all that kind of stuff is always better. You know? It's always better with that for any kind of game, no matter what it is. Well, there have been some that haven't been that great, so, but I mean, whatever. So, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Diablo Immortal. I don't know if you guys have looked into it at all, but it's absolutely ridiculous, stupid, and dumb what they have done with that game. And Blizzard are idiots for thinking that they can get away with what they're getting away with. Yes, it is a mobile game, but it's downright stupid what is happening. It is the lowest rated game user score on Metacritic of any video game of all time. It is that much of a
Is it
dumpster
point
fire.
four?
Game?
Diablo Immortal, the mobile game.
Diablo 4.
Diablo
Oh.
Immortal.
Isn't
mobile
it
game.
like 0.4?
Yeah, 0.4 user score. It is the lowest graded video game of all time for user score on Metacritic. It is absolutely stupid, and what they are doing, it's freaking dumb, because it costs you $110,000 to fully upgrade your character in the game. $110,000 to fully upgrade your character in Diablo Immortal. It's downright stupid,
Yeah,
and
they
it's
said on that one.
That is the most dumbest, most retarded
Yeah.
bullshit I think I've ever
yeah, and if you
heard
don't, if
in
you
a
like
video
don't spend
game.
money in the game or something, like it makes it obvious or something. Apparently, I heard as well. It makes it obvious that you're not spending money or something. And the game has like a slot machine mechanic thing in it as well. It has some kind of slot machine thing, and the things that you get are completely random. That's why it says you got to spend so much freaking money in order to get the best stuff. So there's this Diablo streamer, right? This just happened the other day.
Yeah,
What, Cameron?
I think I've seen this.
Mm-hmm. So there was this Diablo streamer the other day, okay? He spent $16,000 to get one of the best gems in the game, which is only one armor piece, I think, of one of the best things in the game. And he protested against the game after he spent that $16,000 for that gem. He destroyed the gem on purpose. He destroyed the gem on purpose. He gets this revenue from his audience, so it doesn't really matter. Like, the money didn't matter to him. But he protested against the game by destroying this gem that was $16,000.
Shit. I would protest him for throwing away $16,000.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. Especially for a game like Diablo Immortal. I just,
Jesus.
I cannot believe that this does give me some worries for Diablo 4. It does give me some worries, but as long as Diablo 4 can be like Diablo 3, then we're okay. And it's a different team. It's not a mobile game. Mobile is freaking dumb because all the crap that they put in there and do. I mean, look, stuff like Genshin, a little bit different. I mean, I don't really like that it's by chance. It ticks me off. Whatever. Some people don't care. But it ticks me off a little bit that it doesn't give you a higher chance in order to get stuff like that. But stuff like this is way worse. Like, this is absolutely brutal and stupid for them to do. It's absolutely dumb, and it just worries me for Diablo 4 because I don't want Diablo 4. I want it to just be like Diablo 3, but better, you know? Or more like Diablo 2, I heard, is like better than Diablo 3. So more like Diablo 2, but better. And it looks promising so far. That's the thing. It's looking so good. So I'm a little worried. But at the same time, I'm excited for Diablo 4. As long as they don't, like, add in, like, stupid slot machines and all that nonsense on my screen when I'm playing, when it's something that... Look, if it's, like, a separate thing, maybe, for some customizations for your character or something that's irrelevant to me, as long as it's stuff I can unlock in the game, then it doesn't bother me, as long as it's not something that takes, like, 100 hours to unlock, you know? There's like a difference between something taking 1,000 hours to unlock something, or just pay a ton of money for, versus something that may take 20 hours to unlock versus spending money for. You got to make it fair, and I'll accept that. But I hate when games make these stupid decisions, these stupid business models, where it's just like they're so money hungry, for no reason at all. Like, they don't even need it. They're just doing it purposely to make money, and it's like, instead of making a good quality product for their audience, and it causes their audience to get upset and causes their audience to not want to play their games. No.
True.
That is quite annoying, and I totally agree. But why is this dumbass spending $16,000 on a fucking video game?
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I know.
Like, who in their right mind is spending all like that? That's a new card. Like,
I know.
you could buy 2 cards with that. You could.
Yeah, I
it's
know.
Like,
And he destroyed the
Wait,
gem.
groceries. Like,
Yeah.
literally anything other than spending it on a video game.
I could almost
if-
buy three
on
of
one
my.
thing.
I could almost buy 3 of my trucks. 3 direct copies of my trucks for that kind of money.
well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's probably.
Of-
Go ahead,
Sorry.
Cameron.
Speaking of cars and video games, the world's most expensive video game, I can't remember what it was, but it was a racing game that came with a BMW of some kind.
Jesus.
So
Jeez.
it was like $100-something thousand.
It wasn't there. This is completely off topic, but I thought I seen it somewhere. There was some glitch with like the PlayStation Store, to where it kept saying Tekken 2 was like $10,000 or some shit. Or it was like
What?
100,000. I seen like some like glitch. It was some glitch on the PlayStation Store. I seen it somewhere, and it was that they had Tekken 2 priced at like $10,000 to $100,000.
That's weird.
Ridiculous.
That is weird. So yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, it's just so stupid, and I would hope one day that kind of stuff can stop. But the dude who spent that money, honestly, I mean, he's probably a millionaire. He's like one of the biggest Diablo streamers, apparently, I guess. So I mean, the money was probably completely irrelevant to him. 16K, like he probably got all of that revenue just from his chat. Honestly,
Shit, maybe I stream Diablo.
between his subscribers on Twitch and his donations and all that stuff, it was probably all chat money. Honestly, and I mean, look, spending that money, yeah, it's stupid, but maybe in the long run, since it went viral, maybe it'll send Blizzard a message that is needed, and that's, I guess, what I hope for.
We're calling this guy dumb, but can you imagine the last 2-3 years? Can you imagine how many idiots have spent? Well, not idiots, because I mean Dennis is partly included in this. All the money that has went into Pokemon cards.
Well, yeah,
Can you
people have
imagine
spent so
how much money
yeah.
some people have spent? Like,
yeah, because they're still not on the
especially
show.
those
They're
certain
still on the
packs,
show.
and they're looking
Yeah.
for certain cards, and they're paying
Yeah.
for a certain card. Like, there's some people are spending like
Thousands,
probably
and thousands.
triple what that guy spent on that one video game item.
Easy.
Like, it's,
Yeah, and they're probably
Easy.
spending it all for like first edition boxes and all that kind of shit.
Yes, yeah. Logan Paul, look at that, for example, how much money he's spent on Pokemon cards.
he
Millions.
got ripped off.
Millions.
Yeah, and he got
The one thing,
bought.
yeah,
He got
the one
ripped
time,
off.
yeah. He did get ripped off the one time with the first edition
Wasn't it
boxes.
like
old
$750,000?
Yeah.
Or
It was
like
it was a
37
lot. It was a heck of a lot, I know that, and it was G.I. Joe.
I thought it was like $2 million. I thought it was like
It was something like that.
Thing
It was a-
I
I
thought it
just
was
know it was
750.
something like huge.
It was fun. It's
It
funny
is
because
more
after
like
that
75.
happened was when eBay actually changed their selling for cards now. So like you have to, there's like a process for people who sell and scammers and all that, to where like it's less
Well,
likely for scammers
Scammers are
to...
crazy. Like, well, it's crazy you say that. Now that reminded me, because you know how people would, buy PS5s and then sell them for upwards of $1,000 on
Yeah.
on eBay or whatever.
Still, yeah.
It is in their policy. Like, if you could literally you could say you're selling a PS5 for $600,000, $800,000, and just say, if you put like a bunch of dashes in the text box and say picture only, it's legal. But it's like, that's legal. You can do that. People, and then if the person buys it and they get sent a picture of a PS5,
It's
like,
entirely
I
legal.
would be
it's in the
so
disclaimer. Like, if you don't
fucking
read the entire
furious.
title, like they'll put like a bunch of dashes or spaces or brackets or whatever, like, and go all the way down, and it'll say picture only, and you have it listed for $650, $800. I mean, it's technically the user's fault that they didn't scroll down and see that it said picture only, so
Yeah.
it goes through and they get the
Mhm.
money, and you get a picture of a PS5.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta read it all.
It's yeah. Talked about that. Oh yeah, they even delayed Diablo Immortal within the it was about to come out like a day or two later. I think like it was like after this dude did this, and apparently they delayed the game in China. We don't know when it's coming out in China now because of what happened with this game and its dumpster fire. So China's like, so they
It's
decided
like
to
making
delay it in China.
Cyberpunk actually look like a good game.
Oh, easily.
So like launch Cyberpunk, yeah.
Launch Cyberpunk, yeah. Because now it's far better than it was, but yeah, no, that Blizzard, I swear, man, they worry me a little bit sometimes. They're higher ups and execs and stuff. It's just like, ugh. They got some messed up stuff going on, like the abuse to people, to their employees and junk like that. That was just stupid, freaking dumb. Like when their employees protested, literally protested, to get rid of the guy. I don't remember why they protested. It was something to do with the guy though.
Wasn't it sexual harassment or something?
It was something like that, yeah. There was something pretty messed up going on with the higher ups at Blizzard, and people wanted them to get rid of the guy. I don't know if they got rid of him or not, but it was pretty bad that the employees that were working on these games were just like, no, we're not working. Screw you. Like hundreds of them on the games. That was nuts. Actually was.
We're not working for you. You fuck with little kids.
You fuck those tiny children. Fuck you.
It was more abuse than anything, but yeah, abusive towards employees.
Are they mushroom slapping the kid?
I hope not.
Left a bruise on his forehead.
It's a hell of a wind-up to leave a bruise. Shit.
Dude, I can only imagine some kid having to live with that. That would be so rough. Just live with a mushroom stamp right in the middle of his forehead.
To live with it means it's a permanent mark.
Oh jeez.
Can we? We gotta go do something else.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
not going off topic on that. That's the end of that. 20 seconds. That's all we need. We're not going any further than that.
Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
You might as well.
Cameron, if you want, save it for after the podcast, then you can say it.
No, I was gonna say your mom, but
Oh.
I'm sorry. I totally forgot we were on stream.
Well, that's not any worse than what we were just talking about.
That's why Philip's little brother said it when my mom was in the room.
Wait, Philip's little brother is talking about mushroom stabbing kids while your mom was in the room?
Oh.
No. James said doing your mom when my mom was in the room.
When his mom was in the room, and
I was on the
Oh
phone
my
with him
gosh.
talking about the gym, and he was on speaker, and he just kept going, "Do it with your mom, do it with your mom, do it with your mom." I looked over at my mom, and she looks at me and just goes, "James." So James Toppy.
Oh, he's called out.
It was hilarious.
In other news. Anyways.
I don't know what you got.
So this is maybe cool, good. I don't know. Good for, in our opinions, probably. EA. It's EA related. EA boss Andrew Wilson got a $20 million pay cut last year, but it's complicated. So it seems.
What, they give it to them bones instead?
I don't know. We just recently found out about it that they got a pay cut of $20 million. Previous year, 2021, Wilson earned $39.2 million between his base salary of $1.25 million. And a bundle of various stock awards, grants, and other type of extra compensation that are typical
Life
for
must be so hard.
Yeah. But EA board of directors.
He can't afford that second private jet. His child must be very sad.
I don't know if it explains why, but
Is he going to have to wait another 2 years to buy that private island now?
Exactly.
Yeah, right? It's a pay cut of $20 million.
I'm not sure if it's just me.
Hmm?
I'm not sure if it's just me, but I hate rich people. I
Same.
don't know.
Generally.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. For the most part. A lot of them are freaking... I mean, other than, like, certain
Assholes.
ones that maybe donate a lot of money and do a lot of different things, like maybe like Johnny Depp, you know, for example.
Elon Musk.
Like
I
certain
like
ones...
Elon Musk.
Certain ones might be okay, but again, we don't know everything that goes on behind the scenes of some millionaires and stuff, so it's like, you never fully know. Some may seem nice or
I'd say
decent.
Elon Musk gets a pass for now. For now.
Elon Musk
Elon
on Twitter.
Musk.
I am loyal to him.
I like Elon Musk.
Okay, so
I like him a lot.
So Elon Musk has companies that pushes technologies forward, and I support that. But yeah, he's most likely just gonna become an asshole in the future. And
He was
I'm
on
waiting for that.
You see him when he talks about the stuff that he's doing, and again, in interviews, he's quite a genuine person.
Right.
Did you see him on SNL?
Obviously, that might be him putting out, but I mean, it seems pretty.
You wish he'd put out, don't we?
Why did Nick just message me a picture of? Oh my!
Why the fuck do I not have Nick on anything? What the fuck is this shit?
Nick just sent on Discord because I messaged him earlier about David's fucking shifts.
Oh,
He
yeah.
sent me a video of
Monkey and a coconut?
a dog laying down in this road and a steamroller coming up by it, about to run it over, and the dog's just a JPEG image, and the steamroller just goes through.
Like, you know.
He sent me that fucking shit too, and like I avoided watching that for a while. And I
What,
eventually
is Nick like Tommy? Like he can't trust the shit he sends you? Because Tommy sends me literal videos of people getting murdered.
Yes.
But
I
that's
was like,
funny
good.
though.
No, it's not funny that a dog was about to be steamrolled and I had my heart about to ripped out, and then
no,
it just.
okay. The funny thing is though, is that the dog didn't get steamrolled though. That's the funny part.
Was nothing funny about it.
No. What's funny is that it looked like the dog was gonna get rolled over.
How is
Because-
that funny?
Because the
yeah.
JPEG was so decently placed. It was so decently placed that it looked
Okay,
realistic.
then it's creative or it's, I don't know, sneaky, but it's not funny.
I thought it was funny,
It depends your audience.
but it was more of like a release of stress, like just being relieved, kind of laugh.
I'm sure being flattened by a steamer would relieve a lot of stress.
What? Sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
It's okay. Making Justin just feel bad there, so it's okay.
I mean, if you think a dog getting getting run over by a steamroller is funny, then you're probably Chinese.
No, I don't think a dog getting rolled over by a
Justin.
steamroller is like. Okay, listen, I
We
love
are
dogs. I
walking
think
on some thin fucking ice, lads. We are on some thin fucking ice.
What is happening?
hey, it's okay. We were describing
we are on
Coastal
some
one
thin
time.
fucking ice.
I'm listening. You like dogs?
Dude, I love dogs. Honestly, like I feel like they deserve life more than humans.
Well, yes.
Some humans, yeah, I can see that.
I don't mind humans.
Against
I was
Asians.
just saying we were on thin ice because of what Justin said.
That's why I'm
True.
racist against Asians.
I'm pretty sure
You
about
just put
90% of things in your
out
house
there,
are made in
dude.
China. dude.
Now you're gonna be canceled.
Nick
Wait,
just
Sean, what
messaged
did you say?
Nick.
I can cancel Dennis's stream real quick if you really want me to.
What?
I
No.
just don't want
technically
to.
can.
No.
I technically
Hold
can
on.
too, but I would never do that to my homie.
Hold on. Nick
Yeah.
just messages me, damn, what have I done? Crying face.
Oh, you must be listening.
Is he listening?
Yeah, he's literally watching his
He
stream.
literally just
Is
messaged
he?
me, damn, what have I done?
Nick's in the stream.
He's
Yeah,
watching
must
his
be,
stream.
yeah.
Yes.
What the hell, man? I'm doing it.
Oh no.
There might be some lag because of my internet's being weird, but yeah. Still.
Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. Way off track.
I need to take a sip of
Sean,
water.
why'd you have to use hydrate? I need to take a sip of water too, and I have no water.
I have a
in my
little
room.
left.
I have ghosts.
That's what you get
Who
if they
says you need to drink
water.
water?
Yeah, drink
Wait,
energy
Sean,
drink.
wait, Sean, what
It
one
just
is
says
that?
hydrate.
Watermelon.
Well, those weren't the energy
Okay.
drinks you grabbed earlier from Meyer.
No, these are different ones.
You
No,
mind-
Ghost is like one of my favorite brands of energy drinks. Really good.
Yeah, when I was streaming
Yeah,
RE,
blue raspberry.
when I was streaming RE4 earlier, someone followed me and their name was Deer Piss. So that's interesting, and they're from Brazil.
I remember that.
Interesting.
Sean, is that the Suicide Squad?
Exclusive.
Oh, I just seen the Suicide Squad on your
Oh, I
screen a
don't-
second ago before Final Fantasy.
I can-
That's a game that
Oh,
I'm very interested in. You know, I think the
it's the
Suicide
new
Squad.
Suicide Squad.
I think
Kills
the
Justice
the
League.
Suicide Squad Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. I think it looks very could be something cool. The Gotham Knights just doesn't really hit me. Really, I don't know. I haven't played the Batman games, to be honest, ever since Spider-Man. You know, because it just blew it away to me. Like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City will always have a place in my heart that I love them. Arkham Knight, it's okay. But the Spider-Man games just are, to me, so much more fun. And Gotham Knights, it's only 2-player anyway. The Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. I think it's gonna be 4-player, so that's pretty cool. Plus Rocksteady's making it, so.
I really feel like there hasn't been a bad Spider-Man game.
Well, yes, there has.
I don't
There
think.
absolutely has been. There absolutely has been in the past.
Which one?
There absolutely has been.
Which one?
I'd have to
All
look
of
up.
them?
I'd have to. Oh, the Amazing Spider-Man
Who said
games.
all of them?
Listen, Sean. The Amazing
said all of
Spider-Man,
them?
or was it Cameron?
That
Cameron.
wasn't me.
Cameron.
Cameron. Shut up, employer Sudoku.
No,
Yeah,
listen,
He's trying to hide
listen.
With his Sudoku.
Go watch Angry Joe's review of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game versus Spider-Man
They were
PS4.
not that
It's bad. No,
They're
they've made some
Those
bad
were
Spider-Man
not
games in the
that
past.
bad.
They have made bad Spider-Man games. Okay, and the swinging, like if they don't get the swinging right,
From what I hear, they're all good.
Oh yeah, of course, Cameron. Yeah.
What I hear, they all suck.
Well, they're older games, so I mean, how much?
2014?
2014.
2014 ain't that old. It was
No,
the
you
Amazing
said
Spider-Man
Amazing
2.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, 2014. Amazing Spider-Man 2. That movie came out in
was-
2014.
that was
Andrew Garfield.
What
Yes.
do you think of
No.
the originals, Justin?
I
And I don't think it was Spider-Man Web of Shadows, but there's another one from back in the day that a lot of people do not like that wasn't very great, but I don't remember which one it was. Jared would know. Jared knows that there is one or two Spider-Man games from back in the day that were not very good. Even Isaiah would probably know, but you know he's always busy, so unfortunately he's never here when I want to talk about these things with him because he knows a lot about the Spider-Man games and everything from throughout the years. But there has absolutely been not very good Spider-Man games in the past. Absolutely. Spider-Man PS4. Listen, the best Spider-Man game before Spider-Man PS4, the last great one, might have probably been Spider-Man 2, the video game. Spider-Man 3, I don't know, but Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube. That's the swinging in that game is 100% what the new one kind of took off of a little bit. So, yeah. I'll look at Justin on the phone.
Yeah, actually get the marquee.
What?
What?
What are we talking about? Something Star Wars
The new,
related.
the new Star.
Knights of
it's
the
new
Old...
Star
Oh,
Wars.
KOTOR? Are we talking about the KOTOR remake? Yeah, that's
let's
KOTOR.
see.
That's
Star Wars
KOTOR.
Defense.
That's KOTOR.
Is that the
Yeah.
KOTOR remake? I think I've
Yeah.
already seen
We
it.
ain't gonna see nothing on that for... I hate to tell you, Mark. We might not see nothing on that game for
We-
another 2 years. We might not see anything on that game for at least 2 more
That's
years.
Fine.
Yeah.
Wait, is this KOTOR?
I thought it was showing
was.
KOTOR a minute ago,
No, it's
yeah.
Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, now it is.
Oh,
It was
Awesome
KOTOR.
Sonic.
Yeah, it was KOTOR though. Which, you know, we got Fallen Order 2, Jedi Survivor or whatever coming next year, and it'll probably be earlier next year, I'm hoping. And then I wonder what EA's next multiplayer Star Wars game will be, you know, cuz they said they're not doing Battlefront 3, which really ticks a lot of people off. It really the reason why I'm going to play Jedi Survivor is because the Fallen Order was so good. And if that game wouldn't have been so good, if it would have failed, then EA would have lost the rights to Star Wars. So it had to be good. But I don't know about whatever their next multiplayer game will be because fans want Battlefront 3 and it's like if we don't get Battlefront 3, it's just not. I don't know. It just depends on what it looks like. I guess Just depends on what it looks like, right, Mark? Mark?
Yeah, honestly,
Okay.
really. What?
I just
Yeah, I'm in.
figured you were needing to give me some
Cameron,
input.
what the fuck is that?
I don't
background?
know what he's
What is
doing.
that fucking back?
What?
Error.
It's an error.
Cameron,
Obviously.
your mom is an error.
Wow.
Ooh.
I mean, maybe some people she may be, so I don't know.
I'm just kidding, Cameron. I'm just kidding. No, honestly, yeah, it
There
just.
goes. Fair.
I would be super hyped to see a Battlefront 3. I think that would be sick.
Everyone
I just
would be.
doubt it. I don't
But
think it'll
it's
ever
not gonna.
happen,
Yeah, it's not gonna
but-
be. After Jedi Survivor, they're gonna do another multiplayer game that's not gonna be Battlefront 3. Who knows what they're gonna do? The only thing outside of Battlefront 3 that I'd be
and I'm
interested.
still gonna figure out Ubisoft's game.
The only thing outside of Battlefront 3 for a multiplayer, EA Star Wars game I'd be interested in maybe would be one. No, well maybe I was gonna say one with like Jedi and stuff, kind of like KOTOR from way back, the age like far back, But it's like I don't know.
I'll tell you what I want. I don't know. I don't care if it's from EA or if it's from Ubisoft. I'd probably rather it be from Ubisoft. I feel like they do it better. I want a fucking full-fledged GTA style open world Star Wars game. That's what I want. Where you can choose to do whatever
That's
the
what
hell
you-
you want.
that's-
Go to
I
the
think that's what
Jedi
Ubisoft's
Academy and
doing.
Learn how to be a Jedi.
I think that's what Ubisoft is
Is
working
it?
on. Yeah, an open world Star Wars RPG game. I think that's what Ubisoft's
Well,
working
if
on.
that is what they're doing, then that's nuts. But that's always what I've wanted. I haven't paid much attention to Ubisoft's thing because I just heard they were making a game.
Yeah.
So I just know
Which-
that's like my dream Star Wars game right
That's
there.
another thing. We haven't heard anything on Ubisoft yet this year. Like this month, that's why we like E3. Because Ubisoft would have been at E3.
Yeah,
They had that Assassin's Creed
Where's the-
thing, and it was like,
where's
okay, more DLC for Valhalla. Where's your next game?
who
Valhalla's
cares about that?
Valhalla's almost 2 years old. What are they gonna make fans wait another year and a half before the next game, the next Assassin's Creed? Is gonna be a 3-year wait instead of a 2-year wait? Because that's what it's feeling like. It feels like the next Assassin's Creed won't be until the end of 2023, which is weird. Because it
I
came.
like them to finally do like a ninja one. you
That's
know?
that's what it'll probably be.
like
It'll probably
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it'll probably be
Yeah.
a samurai or ninja, one or the other type of thing as an assassin in Japan or something. And that's what we were suspecting would be next, and we haven't gotten anything,
He's
so
got more DLC.
yeah, more DLC for Valhalla again, so not that I really give a crap, but whatever, I guess.
Interesting thing is like the only Assassin's Creed game that takes place in any Asian country is it's not even a main game, it's a side game, Chronicles China.
Yeah, it's this
Mm.
little scroll by. Yeah, I remember that one.
Well,
like,
I guess technically Chronicles Russia might also be technically Asia because most of Russia is in Asia, so
yeah.
maybe. But actually, now that I think about it too, Chronicles India. So it's only the Chronicles games. It's not even the main games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a letdown when they did that to me, but
Yeah, because it was like I sent you the thing the night before, like, oh, they're doing an Assassin's Creed thing. It's gonna focus on Assassin's Creed. And then it's like, oh,
Yeah, and then it's
not a new game.
It's
that's-
more DLC. Yay!
Like, whatever. Like,
I'll be back in a minute.
okay.
I'm a
I mean, I haven't played Valhalla, so I can't judge. I haven't even played Odyssey. I thought about playing Odyssey. Maybe I'll skip it and just play Valhalla. I don't know. But, I mean,
if you want to borrow it.
Odyssey is a great game
Sure.
if you are willing to forget the fact that it's an Assassin's Creed game.
yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
it's essentially a
It's nothing.
it's a 300 game, essentially.
Right.
It never gave
It
me
has absolutely nothing to do with Assassin's.
Yeah, it never gave me that vibe. Odyssey never gave me that vibe of Assassin's Creed. I think that's what got me out of the series. But
Right.
well, Origins kind of was bringing me back in. I didn't play it for a couple of years till a couple of years after release or whatever. But I was like, okay, they skipped for a couple of years. They took a break from Assassin's Creed because the last couple were buggy messes at launch and had problems. And then they came back with the Origins. I was like, okay, Egypt. Okay, that seems pretty cool. So, and I ended up enjoying it. I mean, the thing is the games outside of Ezio and Altair are forgettable. I don't remember the characters' names after years of not playing. Unless you study the lore and study the Assassin's Creed stuff, I don't remember their names. I don't remember the characters. I don't remember these things. I only remember Altair and freaking what's his face, because because there's no one else for me to remember, because they were the main storyline, the plot of Assassin's Creed for like 4 games, and those games I still have some fond memories with them when Assassin's Creed was fresh. Although the first game I did have some issues with the fact that you had to do so many side missions and different things to be able to move on with the story mode, but then after 2 came out, it was like, okay, we don't have to do that anymore. So 2 did better with the other character.
I had some
That's
decent fun with Black Flag.
Okay, Black Flag I
The
had some
water
fun with.
combat was good.
I can't argue. I don't remember the main
Black
character's
Flag's
name,
amazing.
but you know, it had
Edward.
Blackbeard in it.
Edward Kenway. Yep.
It had Blackbeard in there and
Yep,
stuff.
in
I
3
can't argue.
You play as
It's fine.
Connor Kenway.
Yeah.
Black Flag's cool. I,
Or
can't
Ren
argue.
Zuhaykan.
I remember I played it on the PS3. I own it on PC too because I got it for like $5 or something, but I never went back to replay it. Someday I will. I don't know when.
Yeah.
I like how there's like 3 generations of Kenways in the Assassin's Creed games, and just like across different games. Because in 3 you play as Connor,
Yep.
and then in the beginning of 3 you play as Hatham, Connor's father,
I did
and
play
then
that one.
after that you play Black Flag. You play as Hatham's father, Edward. So
Yep.
I always thought it was interesting.
At least they were semi-connected still. No.
And
Does
I
that-
will say, props to Valhalla. At least there's assassins in the game. There is an assassin named Hytham, too close to Hatham, I think. And then Basim.
It was once they killed. The reason why Black Flag was the last one that I played, or until I played Origins, was because I wanted to know what happened next because they killed the main character. What was his name? Desmond Miles.
Desmond.
When they
Desmond
killed Desmond off, I was like, okay, where are they going here? So I had to play Black Flag. That's why I played 3, was because Desmond was there. But then they ended up killing Desmond by the end of 3, so I was like, okay, why? What? So then I had to play Black Flag, and I'm glad I did because it was still good. I thought it was better than 3, personally. 3,
Yeah, I'm sorry, 3's boring.
yeah, I'm not big on 3. Black Flag was pretty.
It's great story, great game, just boring.
Yeah, 4 was Black Flag was way more fun, for sure. After that, they
If you
lost
like
me
Black
for
Flag,
years.
you'll
so-
definitely like Rogue.
I think
you-
I have
you
that game.
definitely
I
like
think
Rogue
I have
if you
that on.
like Black
I
Flag.
think I have that on my PC actually. I just never really played it.
We're gonna have Unity too. Didn't play it much on Unity though. I should have.
I really like Rogue. It's actually one of my favorites. You could definitely tell it's definitely forced to be into the series, but I think they did fair enough. But it's a great game. I really liked it.
Hmm.
It's like 4 except more atmospheric.
So
good, though.
Todd
What's
Howard Todd Howard confirmed Fallout 5 in an interview. I think
Awesome.
I might have mentioned that last week. You know that he
You did.
confirmed. He confirmed Fallout 5 after Elder Scrolls 6, but you know we won't see Fallout 5 till what 2030, 2028, 2029. Who knows? Considering
Probably,
Starfield being
yeah.
2023, Elder Scrolls 6 probably won't be till 2025 or 2026 at least. So I mean,
New Gears of War.
not Gears 6 though. Whatever you're looking at, it's probably a top down. It's probably just a top down or
Apparently
something.
they're announcing the concept, but no a date for it.
Yeah, I'd like to see Gears
But-
6. That new Ninja Turtles game came out. Shredder's Revenge. It looks awesome. I heard nothing but good things, man.
It reminds me of the old school.
It looks so fun. I haven't gotten a month of Game Pass yet. I was gonna try it. I mean, if I got money left over after or whatever Friday, after I go to Game Vault, I mean, I might just pick up a physical copy. Although Meyer didn't have it, so maybe not. Never mind.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Meyer doesn't always have the all the games, you know, for some reason that come out.
Yeah, their stock of things has kind of gone down a bit.
Yeah. I mean, they'll get the new Switch games when they come out, but it's like if it's for PlayStation or Xbox, it's like you might as well scrap it because you're probably not gonna get much. You're probably not gonna find it. You're gonna have to either buy it online or go up to Walmart or something because Meyer ain't gonna have it. Well, I don't know. While you were gone, Justin, we were just kind of talking about Assassin's Creed for a little bit, and how they had that event, and then it was more DLC for Valhalla, which was kind of like, what the heck? We've been waiting for a new Assassin's Creed game, and it's like, whoa, we're not getting it until 2023, 3 years after Valhalla. That's weird, and that never happens. But they could have thrown us for a loop in that just being saying, hey, here's a Valhalla DLC later in the year. Maybe later in the year they'll surprise us in a few months in like September or something and reveal the next Assassin's Creed game and it's coming out in November or something. That'd be silly. That'd be very silly. I don't think that's gonna be likely, but you know. And then I mentioned that Fallout 5 was confirmed to be happening after Elder Scrolls 6. Probably won't be out till like 2030, so whatever, you know. And then I mentioned that new Ninja Turtles game, Shredder's Revenge. Game looks awesome. That just came out this past weekend. Looks so fun. Looks so good. I thought about getting a month of Game Pass to play it. It's crazy. You can play with up to 6 people in that game. That's awesome. I mean, I did mention the EA CEO got the $20 million pay cut, which, whatever, still making tons of money anyway, so who cares? Rich folks, it sometimes really, it's irrelevant. Where's Mark? Because we need him. I'll be back in a minute. Frickin' 5 minutes later. Like, yeah, okay. Because, to be honest, we have one more major topic to talk about. But we need Mark. Obviously.
Well, we can always leave him out of it, I guess. But you know.
I'm back. I'm
Yeah.
back.
Jeez.
Sorry, I was on the shitter.
A minute? You took 5 or more than 5.
Yeah, it was a massive shit.
Well, why'd you say you'll be back in a minute? It was over 60 seconds, sir.
I didn't mean a legit minute. I meant like a fat minute.
Matrix.
Whatever. Well, we talked about some stuff
Project
that
Magnum.
you wouldn't care about anyway, so, you know. Because you don't play many video games. If it's Assassin's Creed, you own them and you've touched
That's
them for
fair.
5 minutes.
That's fair.
But no, we were now going to get into our last big major topics, and that would be, you know, Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh,
Because
yes.
we got a lot to talk about with that, and that'd be basically between you, me, and Sean. Cameron could just listen to us, and Justin could just listen to us of rambling about stuff that they have no clue what we're talking about.
I
So.
might have actually convinced Justin to try the remake.
The remake,
Justin,
okay.
you gotta
I don't
play the
know. I don't know if he played the original. Just
I
because
was,
it was so
yeah,
old.
he was talking about it, and I really wanted to try it, honestly, actually.
It's really good.
Yeah,
I have to figure it out with James or me. I have to figure it out to where I can give Justin my account, or I have to have James give Justin his account because he bought it digitally.
Mhm.
I was never
But
into
well,
it.
actually, wait, I can't give him my account because I bought it on my dad's account, so technically I couldn't give him my account to play it.
The
Would
thing,
have to be
the
James'
thing with
account.
the thing with Final Fantasy VII is its characters are just super loved and are really well done, and the remake does them justice, very much. And the reason why so many people love Final Fantasy VII is, yes, the characters, yes, it's 25 years old now, but the fact that these characters and the story is just so well written. Even from way back, that it's like something that everyone should at least try. They don't necessarily have to go for the
Yeah,
remake.
honestly.
They could try the original FF7. Depends on the person. Depends on what they're into, gameplay wise and stuff. Because, you know, if you look at the original Final Fantasy VII, the gameplay is
Justin, look at. if you look at, I have the original versus the remake.
If you hit the watch stream,
playing right now.
hit the watch stream, Justin. I know you're muted at the moment.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, you can see the original versus the
Yep.
remake, and the original is not necessarily turn-based, it's time-based. It's very weird. There's this bar that goes across, and that's when you get to attack. So the original was not turn-based, but then the remake is, of course, a hack and slash, and it's got like this slow mode. So when you flip characters, if you choose to use certain abilities, it goes slow-mo, so you can choose which ones. And I don't know. It's just really great. It's the characters, though. I mean, like, I don't know about Cameron either, if he's ever played Final Fantasy at all in general, but 7 is a game that everyone should play. Everyone who plays video games should give Final Fantasy 7 a try, whether it be the original or the remake. The remake is technically... It's funny how it's called Remake, and then the next one's going to be called Rebirth, because it's technically a sequel. Like, Final Fantasy 7 Remake is not... It says remake, but it's actually technically a sequel to the original games, even if it's a remake, because it's an alternate timeline from the original Final Fantasy VII. So if you do enjoy the remake, you go back and you play the original, compare the two, or even watch a video on YouTube explaining the whole thing, just to see the differences. It won't be the same though, trust me, because there's a lot that happens in this story. Like, the remake is gonna do some certain things different. But if you just watch an explanation on YouTube of the original, you would be shocked and wish that you played the actual game just because of the things that happen. I will say one thing. So we'll try to avoid spoilers because of Justin, maybe Cameron. But so with Rebirth, they're basically saying this is going to be the Empire Strikes Back of Final Fantasy VII Remake. The second part of the 3. Because in the comments, I made a video on it. The comments that Nomura and them said, they were comparing essentially this game to, like, a lot of people having a fan favorite second game or second movie in a trilogy, you know? And he's not really comparing that to, like, Back to the Future trilogy or certain other trilogies. Essentially, he's comparing this to Empire Strikes Back, because that's the trilogy that a lot of people compare the second movie being the best of the trilogy when they're referencing something like this. And we all know, well, the three of us know, that Final Fantasy VII gets dark, you know, in like the middle area.
Mhm.
Like, a lot of things happen. It gets dark.
Yep.
Crazy things happen. It's hard to talk about without spoilers. It really is. But I'm curious. Now, there's some things with the remake, okay? So when this character's supposed to die, right? There's some people saying they're going to do something else and make someone else die. But essentially, this character has to die no matter what. Because of the world. Because of what happens with the whole... her life being essential to saving the planet. I'm trying not to say too much. But you know what I'm saying. So...
Yeah.
Because some people are saying there's a chance that they might not do that. This character might not die. They might actually kill someone else, which is, you know, Mark's waifu. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
No. No. I
If
will
Tifa,
not stand for
imagine,
this.
imagine,
Tifa is my mommy, and she will forever be my mommy.
imagine
No,
if, dude.
No, I will destroy my entire bedroom if she dies.
I was
swear to
I
God.
was freaked out in the remake, when I thought a certain character was about to die that didn't die in the original. I was like, whoa, like you know, you might know what I mean. It was towards the third. It was like basically the third act of the game. But you know what's funny about this is Maximilian, dude. He talks about this stuff so much. He called this title Rebirth. He called it 2 years ago. He was in a podcast that was like 3 hours.
Really?
It was 3 hour podcast basically of him talking with a couple other guys about Final Fantasy VII Remake and going into detail about it, the future of the story, this and that. And they were like, "So what's the next title gonna be called? What's gonna be called?" And Max is like, "Rebirth." He called it. The dude is too smart. Like he knows everything about Final Fantasy VII. It's his favorite game of all time. He grew up with it, and it's crazy. And the amount of detail and things that he talks about with Final Fantasy VII. I'm glad that Justin's going to give the remake a chance. And what's interesting to me about Rebirth is the fact that they stated it's a game that people could go into without playing Remake, which I find that very interesting. It's like, so you don't necessarily have to play Remake to play Rebirth? That sounds kind of weird since Remake is the part 1 of the full story. But the thing is, too, is that Remake only brings together some of our characters and doesn't flex out us seeing a lot of other characters, and it only is the first 3 hours of the original game. So in a way it kind of makes sense. But I guess Rebirth is going to also be longer than what Remake was. You thought Remake was long? Rebirth's going to be longer. And Maximilian Dude
That's
specifically
fine. I'm
said
all
that.
for it.
The Maximilian Dude specifically said,
I'm all
you thought
for it.
Remake was long. Rebirth is the second of 3 games, and it's absolutely going to be a lot longer. And, which is sick. And not to mention Crisis Core coming back? Like, dude, I lost it. Well, you guys know this, but yeah,
That completely,
I couldn't-
honestly, to me, that completely makes up for them not putting it in the PlayStation Plus catalog. Like,
yes,
it completely makes
yes,
up
it does.
For
Yes, shut up and take my money. I will buy the collector's edition. I'll buy the steelbook, whatever they have. I want it for PS5 personally, but I think it's gonna be it's awesome that it's gonna be on Switch and stuff too for people who want to play it on the go and stuff. And like, it's a full remaster, like from the ground up. Like, it looks beautiful. Like, if you compare the two, because Crisis Core was on the PSP, so if you compare it to the new version, it's like, whoa, okay, that's a big difference. It's a big difference for sure. And I'm glad that it's coming to these systems too, because if which hopefully he does, if Justin enjoys Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I hope that he does, I hope the characters he really loves the characters and stuff. It's the characters, man. I'm telling you, Justin, these characters in Final Fantasy VII, there's a reason why a lot of people say this is one of the best video games of all time, at least Final Fantasy VII Original. Because the characters,
it grabs
the characters
you
and
and
story.
you instantly fall in
Yes.
love with the characters.
The story and the characters, it's insane, and the amount of lore here is crazy. Like, there's so much story fleshed out, and that's why there's a lot of different Final Fantasy VII games. And I think with you playing Remake part 1 Remake, I'm glad you'll be able to play it, because then you might want to play Crisis Core that comes out this coming winter, which is a prequel to Final Fantasy VII and explains how Cloud got his Buster Sword, his weapon, and a lot of other different things related to lore. So another thing that I want to bring up that I didn't is Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. So we are going to, in Ever Crisis, I think it's awesome that we're going to be able to play Advent Children as a video game. I think it's awesome that they're reinventing Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus, all these things in the Final Fantasy VII type aspect, like the way that it looks. Yes, it's going to be a mobile game, and iOS. But we can get, if we have a computer, we can play it on our computers. We'll just have to, download it through the whatever apps or whatever to get the mobile games.
Sticks.
Yeah. I know I do have it.
Ever Crisis is the mobile one, right?
Yes. Which we'll be able to get it on PC somehow, so it's fine. I have the thing downloaded for mobile games. So yeah, I'll be playing it on PC 100%. But the cool thing about Ever Crisis 2 that's very interesting to me, I'm like, okay, it's all the games into one thing, right? But they're adding more. They're definitely adding more in there, because we see a young Sephiroth. Are we getting Sephiroth's backstory of when he was a kid? I think we might be seeing more in Ever Crisis than
That would be cool.
we're gonna be seeing some new stuff in Ever Crisis. I think that's pretty freaking
Sean,
cool.
is this the original Crisis Core you're playing, or is this Ever Crisis?
This is Ever Crisis.
Okay. So I didn't see anything on Ever Crisis, but it looks really good.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a open beta for it of some kind this year, I guess, at some point. I think it's open. I don't know. But it's interesting because, like, the combat goes into, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake type animations and stuff when you go into combat or something. It's like, whoa. So it's not all the pixelated ratio or whatever. It goes into, like, the FF7 Remake type stuff. I'm like, whoa. And they have different costumes on and stuff. It's like, oh, that looks so cool. So that's definitely something I'm going to want to play for sure. It's going to be long. That's for dang sure it's going to be long, because you got all the Final Fantasy VIIs in there. It's going to be real long. But I'm in for the ride, man. I'm in for the ride with that.
Do you know if it's going to be free to play, or if it costs money, or
We don't know yet.
do we know anything on that yet?
I don't think
I didn't
we
know
do.
if we did or not.
I don't think we do yet. I've never paid for
That might be a mobile game I might actually play.
if I have to pay money for it, they get my money. I never pay for like mobile games, but as long as I can play it on my PC, I will pay them. I will pay to play it. because you know it's gonna be long and there's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
different stuff in there that we haven't seen both that we haven't seen before. And Advent Children as a game as well is very, very interesting to me. Yeah, when they showed the Sephiroth with the short hair, at first people were like, "Oh, that's Kadash from Advent Children," but no, actually that's not Kadash. It's young. It is young Sephiroth. It is young Sephiroth. So it's like,
That's
whoa,
sick.
yeah. So we're gonna be seeing stuff that we haven't there, which is super interesting. But yeah, like I was saying, Justin, the story and the characters is some of the best storytelling for a video game out there. Final Fantasy VII, like Final Fantasy has 15 games going on 16 games plus tons of spin-offs and stuff, but when people bring up Final Fantasy, generally Final Fantasy VII is the one that most people bring up because it's had movies, it's had multiple different types of spin-off games. A lot of people are memorizing these characters. Also, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts has Final Fantasy VII characters in it. 2 Sephiroth fights. It should have had a third one in Kingdom Hearts 3. That was a mistake. Whatever. So they're very, very popular, very famous characters. And that was actually where I found out about Final Fantasy VII characters, was with Kingdom Hearts, because I played Kingdom Hearts. I played Kingdom Hearts first before I played anything related to Final Fantasy VII. And then I don't know if my brother had Final Fantasy VII original, but I know with the PSP, that copy of Crisis Core I have, my one brother Matt, he has had that. He's had that copy ever since he got his PSP, and he always was a fan of that, big fan of the game. So it's super hyped that game's coming back for consoles, man. I can't wait. I'm gonna be getting it on PS5. I know we're just talking about Final Fantasy. These two haven't played them, so you know. But I'm glad if I'm really glad if Justin ends up playing it, man. I'm glad he's gonna give it a chance. As for Cameron, Final Fantasy VII Remake plus Integrate, the DLC, just came to Steam. It just came out on Steam, and it's on sale.
Yeah,
Listeners,
I was
yeah,
watching
man.
my friend play it the other day.
It's really great,
What, are
man.
you not interested, or?
I don't know. Final Fantasy just hasn't really seemed too interesting to me ever.
He's more into Elder Scrolls and
Would this-
Fallout and stuff, and Doom.
That's
You know.
fair.
I know his
That's fair.
taste. I know his taste. Open world, essentially open world RPG. Well, actually, to be honest, I don't know about 7 Remake, but I think Cameron would like 15. I do. Because it's an open world RPG, essentially. I think you would like Final Fantasy 15. Because you like
I didn't play 15, so I can
yeah,
really say
because you
anything.
like open world RPGs, essentially, like Bethesda ones and stuff, and I think you'd like Final Fantasy 15. It's essentially a road trip with friends, but I mean it's fun. Combat's
But
fun.
is it first
Combat's
person?
good. No, third person. Of course it's not first
Okay,
person.
then I hate it.
It's not a shooter.
I
What do you
love
mean you
first
hate
person.
The fuck
It
you
has to
hell
have.
you
It
do?
has
You
to
haven't
have.
even seen
It has
about
to have first person. It has to have
Yes,
first person
the
mode.
only game series that I've... Okay, there's very few game series out there that I actually really enjoy that are third person, and that being Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider, and Sniper Elite. I cannot think of any more on the top of my head right now.
Dang,
I mean, I
man.
guess
I
that's
played
fair.
so many. What about
It's
The
not
Witcher?
really for
Have you played The
everybody.
Witcher?
I mean,
I've not played The Witcher yet, but I do
Oh, man.
have to.
Yeah, Witcher 3. Dude, you'll like that game. I have no doubt. I don't see why you would hate that game, man. Some people out there might not be their thing, but Witcher 3, man, that's one of my favorite games of all time.
Oh, also Lego games. I like those too, as I'm currently playing one.
Wait, which one are you playing, Cameron?
Lego Batman,
Boo.
the first one.
I was gonna say he's not playing the best one, Mark, and that's Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
Yeah,
I do
exactly.
have that, but I still have to finish this one.
I was gonna say, why haven't you not played it?
To be fair, I haven't finished Skywalker
I
Saga yet
have
either.
played it.
I'm on episode 7.
I haven't played it on PC. I have it on PS3. I played it all the time as a kid.
Mark, did you finish Skywalker Saga?
Yeah, complete Saga was.
Did you finish 789?
I'm on
I was on
episode
7. Yeah, I'm on 7 as well.
Yeah, I'm on 7 too.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know why. I haven't gotten in the mood to play it again. And I've been so, cooped up with just going to the gym every day. I haven't really, thought about even, sitting down and playing games, really. So I definitely need to finish it. I'm just, I don't know. the sequel trilogy just really let me down. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Mhm.
almost don't even want to play them. But I feel like
Understandable.
if they say they made him better in the Lego version, then I'd have to give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
I just
Yeah,
gotta
I was
actually
a little bit in.
just take a time out and play it.
Mm-hmm. So back to FF7. So part 2, Max, which I agree with him, said that and I guarantee he's probably right because for some reason he is correct on everything Final Fantasy VII Remake. That Rebirth is probably going to end off where all of the characters split up. You remember in like the middle part of the game, kinda after the death and this and that, and all the characters just kind of get separated, and Sephiroth has the black what you call it, the what do you call the gems? I'm an idiot at the moment.
Can't remember from my head, but yeah.
Well, you use in the game for your abilities and junk. I'm stupid. I guess we're both stupid. Mark?
Give me
Wait,
a
what?
think here.
The stuff you use for your abilities.
What?
The gems and junk. The orbs.
Materia?
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah. Sephiroth
Yeah,
gains.
okay.
He gets the black materia. So yeah, Max
Yeah.
was saying that FF7 Rebirth will probably end where all the characters split up and it's very what's happening is all like dark and everything, and then Sephiroth has the black materia and all that stuff's happening, and then the game just ends, you know, and ready for part 3, which kind of makes sense. It does. It kind of makes sense.
Hey, Justin,
Who's with
check
him?
your phone.
I think I know who it is.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
um,
Justin?
Justin.
You bitch.
He's muted.
Yeah, he is.
I know he is. I was waiting for him to unmute.
He doesn't want to, sir. He has
Talking
no
about
reason
some stinky shit over there.
to.
Hello, Angel.
Yeah.
He just completely ignores. Oh, hi. Yes, I got a high back. Let's go.
Um.
Come on, Justin, unmute yourself. Be social.
What?
There you go.
We're just talking
Check
about
your
Final
phone.
Fantasy. I was gonna say. I
know,
mean,
but I'm just listening because I don't know much about that game.
Sean wants
Yet.
you to check your phone.
you don't know much
obviously.
yet. I hope the remake makes you want to play the original and become a frickin' fanboy. I really hope it does, because it's so
I
good.
don't know
story.
if I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Dang good story, man.
I'm talking to James currently to try to get his account info for you, Justin, so you can make his account primary on yours so you can get the remake.
Mhm.
So I don't think he said his shouldn't be primary on anything else. So
He says that until it changes everything for somebody else.
So now
Yes.
with Rebirth, what do we think is happening with like the Zack timeline? Do we think that Aerith is gone after Intergrade, right? At the end when he's like Aerith? Do you think that Aerith died in his timeline while he's alive? Do we think that she isn't dead yet and she's missing? What do we think?
I don't know, because I don't want to say anything to get into spoiler territory for Justin. I don't.
He's talking to Angel.
Like,
He's not paying
I don't
attention.
know.
He's not paying attention. It don't matter. He's busy talking to Angel. We can talk about spoilers all we want. And Cameron doesn't give a crap. He's not gonna play Final Fantasy 7.
Justin, just mute the stream so you don't have to hear spoilers.
So he mutes on both ends, huh?
There, you can just take
there
that
we go.
off.
The headset's off. There we go.
Just put it around your neck. we'll give you the thumbs up, like, hey, you're safe. Come back.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah. So
I honestly don't know. I really don't. I hope they both stay alive just because I don't want to see Aerith's death in like modern tech. It's
yes,
just
but
gonna
the
be
thing is
heartbreaking.
that because of the
that might actually make me cry.
yeah, but because of the planet, it's inevitable for her to essentially die, and she clearly knows this. Like what Maximilian dude was saying is that basically in the current timeline for the remake, basically in Rebirth, our characters are going to find out that there was an alternate timeline where she died. In some kind of way, they're going to find out, whether it's through Cloud or something. I don't know, but Max was saying that in this timeline, they're going to find out at some point, somehow, some way, that Aerith has died in a different time, and they're going to do whatever they possibly can to stop her death from happening. But in the end, it inevitably still happens regardless, and Aerith knows this. In order to save the planet from dying, she has to die.
Yeah.
So, I
think it would be sick to see Zack survive to the end.
Well, it looks like he's
That would
going
be
to.
cool.
In that alternate timeline, he survived. So in that alternate timeline, what we're thinking, what Maximilian dude was saying, is basically by the end of part 3, we don't know how Rebirth is completely going to end. For all we know, because the thing, okay, in some ways I think Max is right with the way Rebirth might end. But in some ways, I think he's wrong at the same time, because I think, look at Remake, the way it ended. You fought Sephiroth from Advent Children. The dude has figured out time travel. He figured out that he lost. He completely figured out that he lost. He got killed. He failed. Cloud defeated him. What are we pointing at?
No, I'm trying to adjust it. Look at his phone.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's looking over. Sean, tell him. Justin, look at phone.
I'll text him.
He's so confused. maybe he'll put his headset on real quick.
Oh wait, maybe he's looking at it now.
Oh yeah, he's looking at it. Okay, we're good.
Wait for the reaction.
But basically, so one thing that could happen, these two timelines are going to eventually end up colliding with each other, because you know how in Remake there was the ghosts. The timeline ghosts or whatever, trying to stop things from making sure that everything stayed put together. Well, those timeline ghosts are gone now. They're gone completely. They failed. So in Rebirth, we don't have the timeline ghosts anymore. So some things are going to be happening for sure, because we got Sephiroth from the future up in here too. He ain't dead. He ain't gone. And then Sephiroth from the current timeline, it looks like Cloud. Of course, they're going to show Cloud when he was with Sephiroth and stuff, as we've seen. But what's interesting is I wonder how that's going to interconnect, having two Sephiroths, and if the original Sephiroth's going to find out anything to where the timeline alternates and changes a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see how that works. But basically, by the end of part 3, from what I'm hearing, there's a chance that Zack's timeline where he lived and Cloud's timeline where he died, they're going to end up... Is he leaving? Oh, he's just saying hi? I don't know.
Yeah, they're leaving. I'm not sure which.
I don't know.
Damn it, my camera. I don't have a camera, so I can't wait. God damn it.
Okay. What's up, Justin?
Am I good yet or no?
We're still kind of
You're
talking. We're kind of talking still.
Okay,
a little bit,
so
but...
if I'm good to join to listen back, everybody just start waving at me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad that he's gonna give it a chance, and that's why we can can't talk about spoilers.
I thought it was gonna take a lot of convincing.
I think I helped convince him. I helped him.
Well, after he's seen all the newer stuff too, it probably made him actually intrigued
and my reaction and
check
stuff.
it out.
Yeah.
Because me and Dylan were talking to him about it too, with the whole Crisis Core thing and everything as well.
Yeah.
We were talking to him about that because we went to the gym together and went to Panera after, and we were talking about it.
Yeah, Crisis Core. I'm glad that Jared's going to give that a chance too, because Jared, all he knows is the remake. He said he's going to play the original as well. So I'm glad that the reason why Jared wants to play the original.
I'm just about done with the original, actually.
I want to replay it on my PS5. I have it, but it's crazy. I have the game by complete accident. I have it on PC, right? But the controls were weird, and I couldn't get it to work with the controller at some point. But I got a little ways in, and then I don't know what happened. So then I bought it on Switch, right? I played it on Switch. I beat it on Switch. And then I bought it on PlayStation. This is one of the first games I've ever bought three times. I don't remember the last time I've owned a game 3 times. I don't know. Some people own multiple copies of many different games, but not me. But I mean, it's one of the games. It's at least one of the games that. Well, I mean, I bought the Tomb Raider games multiple times, between PC and PlayStation, because before I had a PC or before I had a decent PC, it was whatever. But yeah, I think by the end of the third game, that Zack and Cloud from their timelines are both gonna merge, and Zack and Cloud are gonna work together to defeat Sephiroth and Genova, which I think is an interesting thing and would be amazing and jaw-dropping. Like, I don't know if the rest of the squad will be helping, like, because we don't know. For all we know, yes, Tifa could die. Yes, Barrett almost died. Yes, Yuffie, Aerith, well, Aerith obviously, but Kate Sith, like, any of them. Well, Kate Sith, it doesn't really matter, though, because Kate Sith isn't even a real person. So, I mean, Kate Sith is just that other guy. I forget his name, but, yeah.
Yeah, I never really used him, even in the original. I'm pretty sure
That could
my
change.
lowest leveled person.
That could, hey, it could change. Very well could.
Yeah.
What's up, Sean?
We should probably get Justin back to the thing here.
Should
He's
we?
just sitting there.
He's
Well,
talking,
he's just talking to
with-
Angel. We
Yeah.
can still talk it. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
fine.
Cameron's just chilling because, you know, he don't know about Final Fantasy 7, you know?
Cameron, how's Lego Batman?
It's good.
I played it before.
Fun, of course.
I think I used to have it on something. I don't remember. I don't even know if I still have it or not. Might have been a PlayStation Plus thing. I don't know. Is that Advent Children? I can't. Okay.
Justin.
I didn't click watch stream, so.
We're supposed to wave.
we're supposed
at
to
him
wave.
when he's supposed to come
I guess
back.
we have to wave. We have to wave. I think you're safe. I think you're good.
I'm safe.
You
Yeah.
should be safe from spoiler territory, at least, I think.
At the very least, yeah. So
just to finish off that topic, I'm super excited. I honestly have no idea where it's gonna go, but Max saying this part's supposed to be the biggest one makes sense.
yeah, because
Isn't part two technically the longest part of the whole?
Well,
original
the
three
directors
anyways?
and everything. Yeah, it might be, and the directors and stuff have stated this is, you know, basically the Empire Strikes Back of the FF7 remake trilogy. So you know, it's gonna be crazy to see. I'm not ready for it. I am ready, but I'm not, because you guys know what happens.
Same.
So I'm ready, but I'm not. Because yeah, and I'll do a YouTube playthrough for it as well. So for that one, I probably won't, be in a party while you guys are playing it if you're playing it and stuff, because I want to do a YouTube playthrough for it. Probably, it's probably gonna be one of those things that a YouTube playthrough would be a big deal for my reactions to the actual full game and stuff. It makes me wish I would have done it for remake before Rebirth, but I wasn't doing YouTube stuff at the time and stuff. Jared was one of the ones who helped convince me to really become a YouTuber actively and stuff, and I hope it gets somewhere. I mean, I'm having fun so far. And tomorrow, obviously, this will be a video, and then Friday I'm doing a video with Phil, spending $100 at the Game Vault. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna get a $100 bill out, and that'll be part of the thumbnail. We're spending $100 at the Game Vault because there are some games that I do still want to get, and I want to get a Totodile plush for some reason. Cause
Dennis, I do have a question too
Yeah.
regarding Friday, but I'll save that for after the pod.
Okay. But
Is there anything else we need to cover?
I mean, realistically, we could still keep talking about Final Fantasy VII forever, but because that was the final topic. I mean, there wasn't really anything else. I mean, I can talk about Final Fantasy VII forever. I mean, just about things related to theories
I
and
know.
speculation on what they're
Honestly.
going to change. But from what I'm hearing, for the most part, the story, like, people who think they're going to change too much are actually wrong, because they've actually stated that the story that you remember is still 100% going to be there. It's just there's going to be some things differently, just like Remake was with Rebirth. Remake, the story was mainly there. It's just they changed some things here and there, And that's exactly how Part 2 and Part 3 will be. Part 3 might change quite a bit, but probably might not till the third act. Who knows? And with there being the timeline thing, I mean, we don't... I mean,
Literally anything is possible.
yeah, I mean, I remember when I first played Remake and that cutscene happened related to a certain character. That made me lose it. That made everybody lose it, because it was like, what? Because we always thought, I mean, me and my dumb brain always thought, like, hey, this character that this happened to, what if it didn't happen? You know? And some people might be upset by that. There are some people out there who are like, oh, this makes this that happened to that character meaningless now, or whatever. I disagree with that. I completely disagree with that, because I always wanted to see what would happen, a like what if scenario or something, and it looks like that's something that's happening, and I think that's really, really freaking cool, man. Really cool. Some people have even said there's a chance of Cloud dying, and I'm like, that's a stretch. I don't think they would ever go that far.
That's gotta be a big stretch.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it seems like for the most part the whole story's big. Well, other than like, kind of, it's seeming like we're just given the remake. It seems like it's a little.
Well,
bit,
it's hard.
like,
It's
more
hard to
centered
fully.
on
It's hard to
Aerith
fully.
and-
It's hard to fully predict all of the changes, because we know that Advent Children is tying in with this game, with these games, now,
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
Sephiroth. So,
I just don't know what to expect, because literally anything is possible.
Well,
with
yeah,
these
'cause
next two games.
we have no clue what the final boss will be for Rebirth, because for some reason my brain said, okay, remake is going to end fighting Sephiroth. A lot of people didn't think that. A lot of people thought, okay, we leave Midgard, that's the end of the game. A lot of people thought that, you know. But something in my brain was like, oh, we gotta fight Sephiroth, even though it didn't make any sense. I mean, well, it makes sense now, but like, I mean, it didn't make any sense before the game came out for Sephiroth to be the final boss, when Sephiroth isn't even at the end of Midgar in the original game. But it's like, oh, we have like 2 Sephiroths, so it just, man, there's so much with that, with Final Fantasy VII. It's crazy. It's just crazy, you know, like alternate timelines, who's gonna live, who's gonna die, what are they gonna change, what's gonna stay the same. But they didn't, according to Max, they didn't Kingdom Hearts Final Fantasy VII. They didn't make it that funky. Some people might think they did, but Max explained why they didn't. I don't remember why he said, but it's been a while. But yeah, I mean, and the DLC was so good. It's gonna be so cool being able to go to Red 13's home, where you meet his father, and he explains all the universe and all that, and how that's gonna look. And going to Wutai, where you see Yuffie. I wonder if we're gonna meet her there, or if we're actually just gonna find her optional, like in the original game. I wonder if Yuffie's gonna be no, she's not gonna be optional, because she had a whole DLC. But I wonder how that's gonna work, where you meet Yuffie, where she joins your party, you know, because where she steals your materia, blah blah blah, all that stuff. I'm curious how that's all gonna play out, you know. What are the other locations? I don't remember everything. I'm gonna replay Final Fantasy VII Original before Rebirth comes out, 1000%, because I need a rehash of my memory of the whole story, because again, I only played it all the way through once. I may have played bits and pieces here and there, maybe when I was younger, probably just videos. I don't have a clue. Crisis Core and Kingdom Hearts was more in my mind than Final Fantasy VII Original. Same with Advent Children, because I watched that as a kid as well, and both Japanese with subtitles, and then the dubbed when it came out. But I don't know, man. I know I keep rambling about Final Fantasy VII. Sean, you haven't said much about it.
Yeah, what are you hoping, Sean?
Oh, I never have expectations for anything. That way I'm not disappointed.
That's actually a really good ideology to have.
Yeah. And then, but the thing is like, I do hope this one is better than Remake, which is hard to top. But when you look at the fact that we get Yuffie, we get Red 13 playable, we get Sid, we get Kate Sith, we get
What about Vincent?
Who? What?
Vincent.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vincent. Vincent, I'm most excited to play as, because
That's who I am too.
yeah, because you look at Dirge of Cerberus, and look at the way he fought in Advent Children a little bit, and like, even though Dirge of Cerberus isn't a very good game, he has interesting combat, you know, with his guns and different things, and I'm wondering how he's gonna play, you know. Red 13, we get a general idea just because of the way that he kind of is in the remake part 1. Sid might be. I'm curious about Kate Sith too, how he's gonna play, since he rides that plush thing and stuff. Or was it? Or not a? It's not a plush, is it? What is that big thing he rides on? I don't know.
Really, yeah.
I always just assumed it as like a plush.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I always.
Another
I
thing I'm
assumed
really
it
looking
always
forward to
was.
the remake is going to the what's the carnival place called?
Gold Saucer.
Yeah, the Golden Saucer.
Gold
Yeah,
Saucer.
I can't wait to go there. Imagine how the interactions will be.
Nuts.
Imagine the optional interactions. Because remember in the original how you can go on a date between Tifa, Aerith, and even Barrett? In the original
Oh,
FF7?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm so curious if we're going to have to play through the game multiple times in order to... Or at least that chapter anyways. I'm curious if we're going to have to play through that chapter 3 or 4 times in order to get all the different interactions at the Golden Saucer, you know, what all happens. Oh, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait to see the Golden Saucer.
It's gonna be nuts. I'm
It's
just
gonna be so
hyped
good.
that this game's coming out next year. I was expecting it to be like
It says
3-4
next
years
winter,
from
so
now.
technically it could be early 2024. But I think it will be late 2023. I think it will be late 2023.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, even then, 2 years is better. Like I said, I thought it was gonna.
And
be
you got to
3 or
think about
4.
this too.
My dad thought
You got to
the
think
same
about
thing.
this too. You got to think this winter we have Crisis Core. Next summer we have Final Fantasy 16, and then we have Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. So I ain't complaining. We got Final Fantasy coming like crazy. We eating
Oh,
good
no.
as Final Fantasy fans.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
eating good.
Trust me, yeah, I ain't.
Cause
complaining.
I'm hyped for
Something out
16
every
too.
6 months.
Those trailers for 16, dude, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
That most
16
recent
looks
trailer,
nuts.
it looks better than 15 for sure. Some people weren't a fan of 15, the whole traveling with friends and stuff. Maybe I'm curious if your dad will actually like 16, you know? Cuz I can, even though he played
My dad
15,
played through 15.
maybe he
played through
wasn't
15
yeah, but wasn't he
completely.
not a
beat
big
the whole
fan of
game.
it? I don't know if you're-
He played through 15. He said he enjoyed it. It was the remake. He just, for some reason, remake part 1 didn't grab him for some
Weird.
reason. I don't know why.
I don't either cuz I thought it was
But
better than
I
15 hands down.
already showed him the ending to part 1 of the remake anyway, so it's not like he'll still. It's not like he'll be lost in Rebirth.
Yeah. Some
I showed him
people
the
some
ending
people
cutscene
are
and the
so
final boss battle.
surprised. Some people are so surprised that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming so soon, and I was at first too. But if you think about it, so what happened with 7 Remake, the first 2.5 years it was developed, because the game was announced in 2015. After 2.5 years past 2015, you know what happened? The people developing the game scrapped. It was scrapped completely. They got a whole new development team because they didn't like it. They didn't like it. They were going to do something different for
right.
7 Remake. And they didn't like it. After 2.5 years of development, they decided to scrap what they had completely and redo the game. So it took them another 2.5 to 3 years to get 7 Remake Part 1 out. And that's why it took so long. Same thing happened with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Except with Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't know if it was the same team or not, but the game took 6 years since it was announced, so probably 7 or 8 years being worked on. Because the engine it was using, they completely flipped engines about 3 or 4 years in or something. They flipped engines completely for Kingdom Hearts 3. So Square Enix had a lot of issues throughout the multiple years of developing games. But after FF7 Remake came out and Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, look how fast Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was announced. Look how fast Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced. I can't believe I'm talking about both of these games in 2022 already. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out over 3 years, a little over 3 years ago, and Final Fantasy VII Remake came out a little over 2 years ago. So it's like, wow. Square Enix they got things down now with their games, and it's great that it's taking them less time now to make
You
their
look like you're
games.
falling asleep, Chuck.
Well, I mean, he has no conversation here, unfortunately. Justin, you never played Kingdom Hearts either in your life, have you?
Dude, you
I
should.
didn't either.
There's a lot of Kingdom Hearts games, and you can get them all in one bundle for one price, which is amazing. Like, there's the
Angel
all.
played Kingdom Hearts.
Really? Well, then why haven't you?
Yeah.
The heck, man.
And Final
they on
Fantasy,
PC?
apparently.
What?
You're messing up, man. You done goofed.
She's more of a gamer than you are. Oh, damn.
You guys made fun of me
Apparently
because
her dad
Brooke
made
watched
her.
the Spider-Man movie, and then I didn't.
What Final
And
Fantasy
now-
has
now
she
they
played
need to
though?
make fun of Justin because his girlfriend got played games that he didn't play.
She has no idea.
Oh, okay.
It goes up to like 15.
Well,
Granted, it was
it's
3
like-
or
It's like 35 years old. So
Oh, she has no idea because she was.
did it look
probably-
old or
she was
newer?
playing-
Like did it look old
It
or
looked
newer?
old. Yes, it looked old.
Okay, then yeah.
Oh,
Then it
it's
might have
like-
been.
One of the older
That might
ones
have been
then.
one of the older ones. Then.
Yeah. And Kingdom Hearts, I mean,
Did you hear that?
no.
What?
She goes, Dennis, leave me alone because you're like all
Like this?
interested now.
I'll leave you alone, Angel. I won't leave Justin
That's
alone
like
though.
this.
Justin's the one that I can't leave alone
we
because
get
you know.
to- we get to make fun of Justin.
Leave me alone.
We get to make fun of Justin now. Yay!
At least
Justin,
yeah.
ask her if it looked like this.
Hey, not that old apparently.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's
So it
Final
might be like
Fantasy
10, maybe. Try 10.
Could be like
Apparently
10.
she wasn't. Apparently old.
She was what?
Hmm.
Apparently it wasn't that old then.
Yeah, then it might have been like 13.
Who knows?
Let's see here.
How long ago did you play it? When did you say you played it?
What Kingdom Hearts has she played?
Okay, she said to leave her alone.
What Kingdom Hearts has she played? Does she
okay.
know? Does she remember what Kingdom Hearts?
I might bug her because I
What
can get
Kingdom
away with
Hearts
it.
have you played?
Or was it like on PS2? What did she play it on?
What Kingdom Hearts did you play?
She probably
He's
no idea.
looking it up.
I could still pepper
Yes,
Angel
it has
for
Mickey Mouse
because-
in it.
Well, of
I can
course
still
they have
pepper,
Mickey.
pepper Angel for it because I'm allowed to do that. I can still pepper Angel about the Final Fantasy thing because I'm just allowed.
Oh, she's gonna text her dad.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe we'll find out.
Ten's a good game, but I never finished it. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at
I'll
turn-based
say-
stuff either.
I'm at the end boss, and I kind of pulled like how Sean kind of got through Final Fantasy 7 remake really quick. I kind of did the same thing with 10. Like I didn't really like.
So you screwed up.
grind
Yeah, I was
much.
I was doing that too.
And then I got to the end. I'm at the final boss, and I'm nowhere near strong enough.
So
I
you
just have
you
to
can
go
go back
and
and grind though, right? Okay, that's good.
Oh yeah,
That's
because
good.
you get a ship or the ship, and you can travel.
I'm just not
everywhere.
very good at turn-based RPGs. I never have been very great at them. Maybe that's why I was never heavy on them. But Final Fantasy VII, for some reason, I've always really enjoyed. But the thing is like the newer versions of the original game too. You could technically, if you want to, you can cheat as well to get through, if you want to, because it gets really freaking tough towards the end unless you grind and know what you're doing. Which Sean's probably an absolute mastermind at
Sean, is that
turn-based
Chrono
RPGs.
Trigger?
Yeah, good
I
man.
haven't played that either.
Yes. John's called me a good man. Let's go.
I haven't played Chrono Trigger.
Dennis, you need to play Chrono Trigger.
Yeah,
I
I've
haven't
been
played
told.
it, but I've heard of it. I've heard
It
of
was
it.
good.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's really good.
I'm pretty sure Chrono Trigger was before. Yep, 1995, before my time. But
Right
I
before I
definitely
was
have heard
born.
of it.
I was born in '96. Yeah, it's one of those games that's apparently another legendary game that people love. That if it got a remake, people would lose their minds over it. If it got like a full-on
Yeah.
remake, people would lose it. So, but who knows if Square will get around to that. After 7 Remake Part 3, at least 7 will be done, so maybe they'll move on to either other Final Fantasy projects as remakes or something like Chrono Trigger. They're also doing Dragon Quest 12, so I mean, and that won't be turn-based, so maybe I'll play Dragon Quest 12.
Dragon Quest.
I heard Dragon Quest 11 was really good, though. I just, again, turn-based. I'm not heavy on it. I don't know. It's like Nintendo with Xenoblade. Like, it's not turn-based, but the combat just isn't really quite for me, really. But Xenoblade is, like, legendary, apparently. I don't know. So, I don't know. I think I think we're good. Talked
Yeah,
a lot about Final
I think we're-
Fantasy and
we're
stuff. And I
Yeah,
can't
for
wait to
about
see just
45 minutes?
yeah, hour and 45. Oh, for Final Fantasy 7, we did talk about it for at least like a half hour or something. Yeah, because there was a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about a little bit with that.
Just hit
So,
my head on my desk.
oh, good job, bravo.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Let's
Mark,
go
the
grab
day
some, I can
that
use
night
my
after
desk
work,
behind my head.
literally the day the Final Fantasy 25th anniversary event happened, Freaking Justin was looking it up on his phone while we were doing the Frozen truck, and he's like, "Oh, oh, you're gonna freak out. You're gonna freak out." I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah, he was
okay."
telling me about that. He's like, "Oh, Dennis, you're gonna freak out, man. You're gonna freak out." He was telling.
Well,
he
the
was
thing
telling
is
me and
like,
telling about it.
I was expecting something on Remake Part 2, like something, but I wasn't expecting Crisis Core at all. That, and the fact that they went from Crisis Core right into Rebirth, I couldn't. Oh my gosh, I lost it. I just like having good games, you know. That's why I'm like, companies like EA and Blizzard and stuff. It's so annoying. Like EA with Madden, every year being the same game, reskin every year, with the same like 4 customizable
tired of
faces. The only gift we get from that is Angry Joe having hilarious rants on Madden every single year. That is the only great thing about that, because every year he makes hilarious angry rants, being super angry about Madden every single year. So
I'll be honest, the only yearly sports game series that I actually think is good is the Formula 1 series, because Formula 1 does tend to change every year. So
I got so confident I thought you were gonna say NHL because of Nick.
Mark, no, that's
no,
EA. Screw
Nick
you.
would be in here saying NHL.
Hey, is it
Formula 1's
Formula One?
EA.
Yeah, and Cameron's saying it's actually like they actually change it. It's actually decent.
Right, I'm not sure.
I'm just not a fan of Formula One racing personally. I'm just not a big racing guy.
Well, I hate you, so
Oh yeah.
I love you too, Cameron. I love you too.
I'm not sure how F1 2022 is gonna be. Hopefully pretty good, but 21 was actually pretty darn good. I really liked it. I'm surprised it's an EA game I actually like, aside from Battlefield 1.
I was about to say not 2042, not 2042. Nobody likes that game.
No, I have not played 2042.
I don't know how people can even play that game. I can't believe there's still people out there who actually play it. I'm surprised they have like 1,000 players, if that, or something. I don't know. We don't need to go on a rant about Battlefield though. I think we should probably end. It's been almost 2 hours. Shockingly, I actually did not really know we'd go this long. I mean, I know Final Fantasy VII we talked about quite a bit, but we brought up a
40
lot
minutes
of other.
it was talking about something that I couldn't even listen to.
Yeah, pretty much like 40
minutes. I was sitting there
at least
just in
30.
the dark, like.
At least like 30 minutes, yeah. Because there's like so much to talk about with Final Fantasy VII. To be honest, Justin, in a way, after you play Remake, and I hope that you do finish it, I want to do a face-to-face one, just you and me talking about this game as a video for YouTube and your thoughts on everything. I really want to do that. I really hope that you finish this so we can just do a one-on-one talk about Final Fantasy VII Remake as a new player who's never played anything related to Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy VII and its characters. I really hope this game is something that you enjoy. I really do. Because I want to talk face to face with you, not face to face, but like on here, not on a podcast specifically, just a video of you and me talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake and your thoughts, just for a video, like straight up, like a half-hour talk or something. I don't know. Yeah. So hopefully you can get started on that very soon. Hopefully Mark gets that figured out for you.
Yeah. Probably.
So I guess we can at the very least, end the podcast. For anyone who actually has joined and maybe watched, hopefully one day we get, a fun audience. That'd be a lot of fun if we get to a point where we have this big, some kind of audience eventually. That'd be awesome. But the whole Spotify thing doesn't make any sense to me, so that doesn't help. And I mean, obviously it takes time, work, effort to get somewhere, especially because I'm not streaming this kind of stuff on YouTube, just uploading later. So I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, if you are here, thank you so much for watching. Now, where can they find at least 2 of you that have stuff that I can put in the description if anyone watches this to the end or just clicks on the description? Sean.
You can find me at Aggravated Hobo on Twitch here.
Yeah, if anyone ever, watches him, I auto-host him. That'd be nice. Cameron.
There we go.
There we go, Farben Kyber 13.
It's so cool.
It is. I wonder like what he uses. It's like you use a green screen effect, but you don't. It's weird. Like, it's like I need something like that
NVIDIA
for my room.
broadcasts.
I feel like I could. I wonder if I could use that well for.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could use that well for my main room here, because the basement obviously I have a different studio type setup thing going, but this room specifically I never have enough lighting to do the whole green screen thing, so maybe something like that would work out for videos.
NVIDIA broadcast.
I'll have to look into it. Okay. All right. Well, if anyone was watching, maybe like, subscribe, share around. I don't know. See you guys all next week, next Tuesday, hopefully, for some more video game news and talk. Catch you guys next time. Later.